this evening on a Friday night. Weekends are coming up next, and we are here for the Italian GP for round 7 of Tier 1 for FRL. So we're just having a 5-minute delay due to one person joining very late, so that's why we've not gone yet, and yeah, we should be going soon after that. Should be going very soon. We've got 1 minute left till Mikulitsi should join, and we'll be ready to go in no time. And just before we do that, I will read out some statistics for you at the Monza GP. So let me just get them up ready for you. So Monza, it is 5.7 kilometer circuit with 11 turns. Race distance is 53 laps, 306 kilometers, but 27 in our case, doing a 50% race. They call it the speed, the temple of speed. The last Ferrari winner was Charles Leclerc back in 2019, and before that it was Fernando Alonso back in 2010. So they waited 9 years for a victory. Mostly it's been Mercedes from 2014 onwards, but Charles Leclerc managed to stop them in the end. And we'll be going soon. Off we go into the session then. The original circuit layout stretched over to 10 kilometers and included a 5.5 kilometer road section, broadly similar to today's output, plus a 5 kilometer loop oval in the 1950s. Monza is one of the first current Formula 1 circuits which has formed part of the inaugural Formula 1 World Championship in 1915, and since then has only had one absence in 1918, where the Italian GP was held at Imola. The 10-kilometer layout of the circuit, including the banked oval, was used for 4 races in the late 1950s before the organisers reverted to the short-out layout over safety concerns following several fatal accidents. A 3-year deal to keep the Italian GP at Monza until 2019 was signed in 2016, and the deal was renewed in 2019, keeping the race at the track until 2024, which is a good deal for the Italian fans. Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton share the record of the most wins at Monza with 5 apiece. Ferrari are the most successful team at Monza, having won the race 20 times. The most recent, which I said earlier on in the stream, was with Charles Leclerc in 2019. 2008, Sebastian Vettel's surprise win at Monza for Toro Rosso made him the youngest ever winner of a Grand Prix at all time, aged 21 years, 2 months and 11 days old. The Italian Grand Prix in 2020, Lewis Hamilton's at the fastest ever lap in a Formula 1 car, with an average speed of his pole lap of 264 kilometers an hour. The circuit is unique on the current Formula 1 calendar for its mix of long straights and slow chicanes. The low downforce circuit puts strain on engines, which are 8 full power for 80% of the lap, gearboxes which are heavily used at the chicades. In the past 18 races, the 2009 and 2020 Italian Grand Prix are only times that the pole sitter has failed to finish at the top 2. Both times the pole sitter was Lewis Hamilton. He crashed out the race at the final lap, having started from pole in 2009 and finished only 7th as a result of receiving a 10-second stop-go penalty due to a red flag caused by Charles Leclerc. It was Kevin Magnussen actually who slowed at the pits. It was Charles Leclerc who caused the red flag afterwards. 12 World Championships have been settled at the Italian GP since 1950, most recently in 1975, so a very long time ago. Go on board with a few drivers then, and Jules decides to cut the corner ahead of Kyle. Look at the weather conditions, it's a bit misty out there, isn't it? A bit cloudy out there. We're on board with a newcomer of VRT Dan. Italian Grand Prix is the shortest of all seasons. The 2003 race at Monza holds the record for the shortest F1 race to reach full distance, with Michael Schumacher winning a time of over 74 minutes. That's very interesting. Anyways, we're on board with VRT Dan as he's about to start his lap at the racing point then. approaching over 210 miles per hour then as we hope into the heavy braking zone, braking at the 100-meter mark. We got all the way down the gears, has a slight lock up, use the curb on the entry, a bit on the exit of this one. Careful on traction at the exit of turn 2 because it can catch you out. The Della Roggia, take it very, I don't think, is it Della Roggia? I can't remember the corner names. It's Curb Grande. I think this is the Della Roggia chicane. Coming into third and fourth corner, take a lot of curb on both exits, both entries, but managed to have a little bit of oversteer at the exit. Coming into the first Lesmo then, nice and neat from him. See what he can do with the second Lesmo, breaking the 50-meter mark. Using the outside curb, as we got DRS is now enabled for him. Second DRS zone as well, 52.0 in the middle sector, 100-meter mark. Very easy to validate and lose the car through here. Keep the momentum going, which he has done. Nice and neat throughout the whole of the Scottish chicane. As we reach the Parabolica then, breaking the 50-meter mark. Bring it down into fourth, short shifted to the exit. Zach sets an 18.3, that's a mega time for first lap. 18.1 from VRT Dan. Wow, they expected to be in the 18s that early, but actually, well, Zach cutting the corner completely. Alpha Tyler going in third, Yuri in fourth place. Jer is in fifth place, Kazuzo in eighth place. Here comes Vapor Kruth then, and let's see where the Red Bull can place his car. As he crosses the line, he goes up to fifth place, so 18.7, a few tenths behind, a few thousands behind Terra Racer, and a few hundreds ahead of Jeroen. Jules is in 7th place, Yuri is in 8th, Jordy in 9th place, ahead of Mats in 10th, Kyle down in 11th place, Quicksilver in 12th, but not a representative lap time for his standards. Symbolics, the end of the first set sets to 26.1. These times are absolutely mega. Wouldn't expect to be that quick at all. Just bear with me for a few seconds. So very quick lap times being posted in the mid and low 18s then. VRT Dan is the quickest man out there with an 18.1. Fastest man out there so far. That's a very good lap time from him. FRL Luke on an hour lap along with Chapelele, who disconnected from last race, but hopefully doesn't do it again for him. Just call me birds in the pit. Symbolics crosses the line with an 19.4 and he moves up into P11. So Mickey literally should be joining mid-qualifying session then. I'll go on board with FRL Luke because he's out there somewhere. Go on board with Chapelele first because he's closer to the line than Luke. Then as he approaches 210 miles per hour into the heavy braking zone, we come braking to the 100-meter board, use a lot of curve on the entry. You want to slightly avoid this spot, but he takes his ball, short shifted up 2 gears to get the traction to the car. I wonder what Chapelele could do. Another quick driver in this league. Hello Miku. Hello Nizu. 26.1 in the first set as he reaches the chicane. I should research what it is because I have a feeling that's the Della Roggia chicane, if I'm correct. I know the corner before it is Curb Grande, but I ain't been researching it or remembering what the corners are called in this on this track. Nearly this one's a Scari. Let's see how he takes it. Nice and neat from Chapelele then. Got the car perfectly hooked up through there, which is the most crucial part because people tend to struggle through there as Quicksilver has left. We approach the corner, last corner for Chapelele then. A little bit of lag there for him as he will set an 18.7 and he moves up into 7th place behind Jeroen, and that's his first lap time done and dusted. So let's see where FRL Lucas, there he is in the Ferrari. Let's see where the Dutchman can go. Has a slight lock up into a Scari, but not too bad from him. Sorry for the graphic there. I know it says VRT Dan with an 18.4 with the fastest lap. As FRL Luke then comes to the final corner, let's see where he can place his Ferrari. Nice exit from him, and let's see where the Dutchman can go. It's going to be an 18.4. That's a good lap time from the Dutchman, and he moves up into third place behind Zach. My best lap time is an 18.9, and that's shocking. That'll put me in 12th place. So yeah, good job. I'm not racing. Toe race looks like he's on another lap then. So let's see where he can go in the Alpha Type. He's got his teammate ahead of him. A massive lockup into turn one. I think he's turned off line, because if he had no line, if he had line on, I don't think he would have done that. So that's his lap time ruined. And depending on which fuel in the car, as just Cormy Brett's got up into 4th place in the Mercedes then, an 18.4, just a few turns behind Luke in the Ferrari. Zach's invalidated his second run. And where's Dan? He's coming to the final corner. He had a bit of traffic ahead of him. Hopefully that hasn't compromised him. As the Racing Point driver then will come across the line, and let's see where he can go. Is it a 17? It's an 18.0. We're getting closer to the 17s as the host has left the session, Ginger. So Dan then with an 18.0, he's 3 tenths quicker. I don't know if people are leaving or not. Is there a session restart? New lobby, alright. There's a new lobby going on, and we can scrap this one. So it's been confirmed, it is a new lobby, I think. Apparently somebody took out the braking boards. I don't know if don't know where that is. Is it turn 1 someone took them out? Let's go on board with somebody, as we've got people spinning. Yeah, please don't do that. I think FL... Oh! Good job, that's not actual qualifying. Yeah, so please don't take out the meter boards. They're really crucial, whoever's doing it. It won't let me get back in the session, but I think there is a new lobby going on. Just let me know, because somebody said new lobby. I don't know if that's true or not, but I did see a bunch of people leave, so I presume, yeah. I don't know, but it won't let me join the session, so I need another invite. If you're listening. Right then, for round 2, hopefully nothing bad will happen. And Mick Ulitz is here, so that should be 20 drivers. Just Call Me Bread and Mick Ulitz, VRT Dan, the newcomers in this league. Not the newcomers, they've been here before, but for this season at least. So, judging by the first qualifier, look at the conditions, they're much better now than the last ones. People in the comments or watching the stream, who do you think is going to take pole position in this qualifying session? A whole gang of cars are coming out of the pits and going on board with one of them to see how they'll do on their lap. Ewan Vizor. Is Terra Racer the first one out of track? I think he is. So go on board with Terra Racer. Both AlphaTauris come out line astern out of the pit, so they're both out there first. Hopefully nobody would cut the corners. I expect one person to do it, but the rest of them I don't expect to do it. So Terra Racer then, he was in 5th place before the shenanigans started happening. So looks like he's got a good quality pace, has the Dutchman. Same with his teammate, Ratika down, is his teammate? Who's his teammate? He's right behind him, yeah it is Ratika, so he's also got good qualifying pace. Jer as well, I expect Jer to be up there. I expect a lot of them to be up there in fact. Ginger, Chapelele, VRT Dan, Quicksilver, I said Chapelele already. Zach, I expect him to be there. He was there. I think he was in 3rd place previously in the other qualified session. So they were the 80.1s, unbelievable. It's unbelievable stuff from all the drivers. Can't believe the pace they have around this track. I don't know if I think some of them do quite a lot of practice, but those who don't have still got good pace. It's unbelievable. So Terra Racer then, the first man that's going to start his lap time, and let's see where he can place the AlphaTauri at their home Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly won the race for AlphaTauri. Alright then, so on the long home straight, we're approaching over 210 miles per hour as we reach the 100 meter board. See, that's your braking point. It's the first corner we go. Short shift on the exit. So they do take the second curb. I thought that's not the best way to take it, but judging what I've seen in the other lobby, that's the way people take it. They do take the second curb, but short shift as well. 26.0 in the first set to use a lot of curb on this one. Same with this one. I'd use the outside curb without touching the gravel, without dipping the wheel. This one's quite difficult as well. Careful on the exit not to lose the car. And the second Lesmo, breaking the 50-meter mark. Use the outside curb as we approach the second DRS range. I don't know why they put it here. Could have put it anywhere else. But saying that though, I think it could be suitable putting it here. 52.2 as we approach Ascari. Nice neat exit from Terra Racer there, fully committed. Got a good rhythm into that those three corners. As now Terra Racer then will approach the final corner. He's got a whole gang of... Ooh, that McLaren in the background, if you didn't see that, had a bit of a squirm. That was either Geordie or Quicksilver then. And Terra Racer then will come across the line and set an 18.5 as the benchmark. As we've got a whole gang of cars behind him. And Ratika goes second place with an 18.6. Jeroen Visser third. Luke up into second place with an 18.6. Dan goes quickest with an 18.3. That was his banker last time out in the other qualified session, I think I remember. As Kazizo has invalidated it. And he will cut off into the pits. As Zach goes quickest with an 18.0. Unbelievable stuff there from the Frenchman. As we've got Ginger there coming from the final corner. As Vapor Kruth has got third place. And Ginger will come across the line to set an 18.5, and he moves up into 5th place ahead of Luke. Just Corby Breads in 8th place. Jeroen Visser misses the corner in 9th place. Jules in 10th place. Tibbets in 11th. Carol 12th. Symbolics in 13th. Jer on an outlap. Urian is going to come to the line, and let's see where he can place his car. And he will go up into 6th place. Not a bad time from him, and it's an 18.5 as well. And who else is out there on the lap? I think Mickey Ulysses is out there too. In the first sector, so let's see what's that like. It's going to be a 26.4. The best first sector I've seen is well, not the best, but he completely misses the second chicane. And that'll compromise his lap time even more, so will he continue? A bit of lag going on for Mickey Ulysses there. And that whole bug gearbox glitch as well. Oh dear, hopefully that don't happen later on. Jay on a lap then as he approaches the first sector, and this is a 25.9 after our first bad sector from Jay there, and it's got even worse. He's invalidated the lap time, so plenty of people have done that before. We'll find out who's on the lap then. So Kizizo and Geordie, one of the McLarens I talked about earlier in the stream, had a bit of a bad exit quit out of Ascari. The back end just started sliding out, and both McLarens haven't set a lap time yet, so I can't quite figure out which one of them did it, but both of them hasn't done a lap time yet. So both McLarens, Kizizo are on an out lap. Mickey Ulysses has gone back into the pits as he not invalidated it, but he lost it while he bent a bit deep into turn 4 in the second chicane. We're on board with Geordie now in the McLaren, car ahead of him. I presume that's Kazizo. Probably is because he's weaving about. As we approach the final corner, who's that? That is Dan coming out of the pits as we approach the first corner. For Geordie, let's see who he takes it. A bit of a lock-up going in there. Took it a bit too quick, but he managed to slow the car down just in time. Nice exit from him as we approach Curva Grande. Take it as tight as you can do there without touching the grass. 25.9 in the first set, so that's what Jay did in the first sector, but he invalidated it on turn 4. And Geordie dips a wheel in there, so compromises that time a bit. That's the place where I struggle the most, is turn 3 and 4. Going to take it very quick but very steady as well, because you can easily invalidate it or dip a wheel into the grass or just completely throw the car into the gravel. Geordie in the middle sector, what's it going to be? It's going to be a 52.3 as we approach Ascari, and he's invalidated it on the first part of Ascari, so he'll have to go again. What about his teammate Quicksilver down there in 20th place? Didn't see his first sector, but let's see what the middle sector is going to be. He won in the Netherlands last time out, and he's got plenty of yellow flags, and that's the validation for Quicksilver. and he will be frustrated with that one. Because it's across the line, it's a 22.2. Nah, it doesn't matter. I think he's starting his flying lap. Yeah, I think he's starting his flying lap. There's a racing point, and is that racing point Dan behind him? It is Dan, so they're both on a lap, and I'm going to go on board with Dan first because he's higher up the standings. He did an 18.0, but he was a few hundred slower than Zach's time in the previous session. It's a 25.8. He goes 6 thousandths quicker in the first sector, but sadly for him, he has invalidated it, and looks like his Zizzle's backed out, which he has. So both of them are not going for a lap time, and we'll move on to the next one. What about Vapor then? Vapor in the first sector. Didn't see his first sector, but didn't have a good approach into turn 4, especially the exit where he lost. The rear end was a bit unstable. Coming to the second Lesmo. Oh, he's invalidated it. Terror Racer, he's invalidated it as well. And Luke's got up into third place. What an amazing lap time from the Dutch driver. 18.4 then for Luke. Up into third place. Unexpected from him. But you're going to expect the unexpected. 1/10 up in the middle sector is FRL Ginger. So we'll keep an eye on him for his progress as he approaches the final corner. Parabolica. Let's see where he can place his Alfa Romeo. Can he get anywhere near the top 3? He crossed the line and it's an 18.4. It's a few hundred slower than his FRL Luke. And Chapelele's on a lap then. I think he just dipped a wheel in the gravel as I heard it go. Into the first Lesmo we go. Nice and hooked up from him. Into the second Lesmo we go now. Oh, look at the rear end just stepping out on him. His middle sector is going to be Zach with a 17.9 as Chapelele has invalidated his lap time then. Unbelievable stuff there. Menace stuff from Zach there. 17.9. And who else is out there? Just Call Me Breads crossed the line to go up into 5th place. So he's got some good pace on him in that Mercedes. Jules on an in lap. Terror Racer's on an hour lap. Chapelele's slow right down. I wonder if he's going for another run because he's got. I think he's got some fuel in the car to go for another run. Urian's in the pits. Ratika on the out lap. Urian Viz has been in the pits. Timmets is not to the lap. He's on his in lap. Kyle in the pits. Mickey Litzy is on a in lap, I think. Symbolics on the out lap. Jay, we'll go on board with Jay because he's the one on the flying laps then. So as we approach the middle sector, it's going to be a 52.2. I think that's decent middle sector, you know, from Jay. Oh, he saves it. Does he save it? He spins. And that has completely wrecked his lap time. He has to go back to the pits because he hasn't got enough fuel to go for another run. I've got some cars overtaking him. That is Dan on an out lap. Geordie and Quicksilver has not set a lap time yet as Quicksilver gets worse and worse for him. Geordie with a 51.7, but it looks like he's struggling just a bit in Ascari. Picking up a bit of slipstream from the AlphaTauri. Got a few cars lined up, but Chapelele's still there. What is Chapelele doing? He's been there for quite a while now. I think he's saving all the air as he can, but what about tyre temperature? As Geordie comes across the line, it's going to be an 18.2. Goes second place. Wow, look at these lap times coming in. Yeah, I got a bit confused. The best lap time I could do is an 18.3. Yeah, I was judging by last year's time, sorry. I got a bit confused with last year's time. As Quicksilver comes across the line with an 18.9 and he goes up into P14. He won't be happy with that one. He's got one more lap or two to go for it again as Jurian comes out of the pits. Kyle Scott on a flying lap. Like Zizzle, he's been struggling quite a lot. There he is in the first Lesmo. To the second Lesmo we go. 51.9 in that middle sector from Kizizel, but it looks like it's out of shape coming out of there, just out of rhythm in the Iscari corners. He won't be happy with that one because he's currently last at the moment. As Terror Racer's in the Terror Racer's gone fourth quickest. Luke's out there and he's gone for a flying lap, has Luke, so go on board with him as VRT Dan is in the pits. And I think he validated it before I went on to Terror Racer, so I think he's got another lap to go. As there's AlphaTauri, he's got up into third place with an 18.3. Let's see where the Dutchman can go then, because he's currently in 7th place. His Vapor's got up into 5th, so he's got ahead of Terror Racer. It's an 18.3 for him, 100 quicker than Terror Racer. What's Luke middle sector could be? It's going to be a 52.0. Oh, I thought he was going to validate it there because I thought he took it way too hot, but it was alright. And who's that ahead of us? Is that a Racing Point? Yes, it is a Racing Point. It'll pick up a mild toe from him, whether that will help or not, as we approach the last corner. And he sets a lap time of an 18.3, and he goes up into 6th place. And Ginger's out there. What about Terror Racer coming in the pits? Ginger's out there. And he's validated it, unfortunately for him. Jules is out there too, and he's coming through the first Lesmo. Jules in 10th place, he wouldn't like to start there, being on the soft compound tyres. Now through the second Lesmo we go. And this lap time is going to be a 52.2, so he improves slightly. Coming through the middle sector, but he has validated it, and he won't be happy with that one. Ginger's in the pits, Vapor's in the pits as well, so who's on our lap? Who haven't we gone on board with yet? Jer's in last place on an out lap. And that's Mickey Ulitzi coming. Mickey Ulitzi in a lap? No, he's not. He's validated his lap time, but he did say he's gone 4/10 quicker in the middle sectors, so he'll be frustrated with that one. Kyle in the Mercedes on an out lap. We've got most people on the out laps. Into the pits goes Miku, P17, he won't be happy with that one. I'm going on board with Jay because he hasn't done a lap time yet, and Geordie's the main protagonist in this session are on an out lap or in the pits. Who's that coming out of the pits? That's Jeroen Visser. Jeroen Visser is currently down in 13th place behind Urian. Could be Jay's one and only lap time here because he's on the clock. So we're going to make this lap time count and make sure it's perfect. A 26.0 in the first sector. I think I'd call that a nice neat approach from him. A bit cautious through there, could have took more speed, but hey ho. Going to be careful on his lap because he's coming down in last place. Going into the second Lesmo, locks up as well, goes wide, and he's validated it as well, so he will not be happy with that one. I think, has he got enough fuel in the car to go for another run? I don't know, but hopefully he has, because if he hasn't, it's qualifying over, because I don't think he can go into the pits and get back out there in time unless he cuts all the corners, which I don't advise him to do, so he's in a sticky situation. But if he's got enough fuel, then he can go for it again. But obviously with tyre life is crucial around here. You don't want to take too much out of those soft tyres if he does get in the top 10, so he hasn't got much options at the moment then. So will he go for another flying lap? Looks like the answer is going to be yes. Right then, so for a second attempt for Jay. This lap time's got to count because this is only one lap time and could be without fuel for the end of this lap. Right then, so we approach the first corner, break at the 100 metre board, locks up in there but takes it not too bad from him. Lord, the car just wants to step out of him. A 5-player grid penalty from Chapelele for collision with Zach. Chapelele is currently down in, where is he? 11th place. So things are not going well for him whatsoever, are they? Zach, what happened to him as well? How did they both come together? Geordie's retired, and whatever happened to him, I don't know. because he was on an out lap, but I think he wasn't satisfied enough with his lap, so he... There is Zach. Who's that? Is that Chapelele? What's Chapelele going to do? Oh dear, come on Sharp. No, come on Sharp. I'll best keep an eye on Chapelele because he might do something erratic here. He's just going to follow him and... Oh, it's over. Qualifying's over then. Well, that's a shame. As we come to the final corner. As Jay will come across the line, where can he go? P13, so he will start outside the top 10, but has a choice to start on brand new tyres if he wants to. Ewan Viz across the line to don't improve. VRT Dan out there, he's validated it through a second Lesbo. And so is Vapor has validated it too. Luke's validated it. Terror Racer's out there. Terror Racer, let's see where he could go. Where's Ginger? Ginger's through the last corner of goal ball with him first then. And oh sugar, oh I didn't mean to press that. As Ginger will come across the line to go up a 2, stays in 10th place. As Terror Racer will come across the line to go up a 2, he stays in 8th place. Here's Jules, he's few hundreds down in that middle sector. Can he improve in this last sector? Nice approach through there. Chapelele will be starting down to P18 unless somebody goes quicker than him. But Quicksilver, last week's race winner, is currently down to P16. Quicksilver's retired and he will start P15 due to Chapelele's 5-second time penalty. As Jules will come across the line to set a 18.4. He just puts himself in the top 10. And that is qualifying over, I think. Ewan Vizzer, where is he? He's run out of fuel, and he was going 3/10 quicker in the middle centre. That's poor from Ewan Vizzer. He will not be happy with that one, but that is qualified over then. So Zach will take pole position with a 17.9 ahead of Kazizel. So that was an interesting qualified session because a 5-place grid penalty was handed out to Chapelele for collision with Zach. We don't know the full story, so I can't say collision with Zach because we don't know what actually happened. So Zach on pole ahead of Kazizel. Geordie in 3rd place. What an amazing performance from Geordie because we don't really see him in that position. And Ratika's in 4th. VRT Dan is in 5th ahead of Vapor. Luke 7th place ahead of Terror Racer. Urian is in 9th ahead of Jules. Ginger is in 11th place, so he will start on what tyres he wants to, probably the medium tyres. Just Comey Bread's in 12th place. Chapelele is in 13th ahead of Mickey Litzy. Jay will be 15th place ahead of Jerun Vizzer, but people from P18 upwards will be moving 1 place because of the 5-place grid penalty from Chapelele. Cal's in 19th, and last place is Symbolics. Well, as we move on to the race then, I wonder what Chapelele would do. Apparently people are still taking out marker boards, so please don't do that. Yeah, some people didn't approve because there was no meter boards there, so whoever did that, don't do it again please, otherwise you'll be punished for it. How would you like it if somebody took out the meter boards for you and you messed up on a quick lap? Then you'll understand why people with no line gets frustrated, but anyways, we'll move on. So let's see how interesting this race will be. Apparently this could be Zach's last race, but if it's true or not. But if it is his last race, then hopefully he'll get what he wants. I'll run you down the tyre choices then. So the top 10, everybody's on the soft. 2 people on the softs outside the top 10, which is Tim, Matt, and Kyle in the Mercedes. 11th place is Ginger on the mediums. Just Call Me Breads on the mediums. Mickey Litzy on the mediums. Jay on the medium. Yeah, everybody outside the top 10, barring 2, is on the medium tyres. So for Matt's strategy, he needs to make sure he gets a good start, make as many places as he can, get ahead of the medium runners presumably, and let's see where he can go from there. Same as Kyle, but if they don't do that, and if they're stuck behind the medium runners, then that won't work out for them. But let's see how it goes for those 2. Who's that just went to the grass? Geordie. It's okay, Geordie, I spotted my out up there. And Urian's been disqualified, so hope nothing dramatic's happened there. Come on, Jules, mate. Unnecessary from Jules there. Sadly, one person's got disqualified, so hopefully his tyres aren't too cold, otherwise he will be overwhelmed by those guys behind. Can't do anything about it. Got to be careful, it's turn 1 too, because he'll be sliding all over the place with the lack of temperature of those tyres. But anyways, not a good camera angle, hopefully we can find another one. There we go. And we are underway for round 7 of the Italian GP. So the Ferrari looks like he's got a good start, but Zach's definitely got a good start. And the McLaren and AlphaTauri go side by side. We approach turn 1, and let's see how nice and clean it is. The McLaren goes around the outside. He has the inside line for the next one, but Kissel has it covered, and he stays in second place. Then further down the field, we've got the Red Bull and AlphaTauri fighting. Look at the Racing Point going side by side. I mentioned that the Ferrari got a good start. Those two are going side by side with the Curb Grande, and Jay is currently down in last place. And Dan will go down the inside, and he will take 6th place off of Luke. I don't think Luke expected it, but he also cut the corner, which might resolve him as a warning. And the Red Bull just squeezes himself down the inside of Jerome Vizza. I don't think that was such an optimistic move from the Red Bull. And Jules almost lost it through the second exit of Lesmo, so you've got to be careful what he's doing, Jules, because that was very aggressive. It could have gone horribly. There was no room there whatsoever. And Luke then struggling to Ascari. Look at that, he's understeering through the first part of it, and he's got a Terror Racer behind him too. So further down the field, we've got Mats versus Chapelele. And here comes Mats down the inside of Chapelele. It's going to be so tight between the two. Anyways, can't focus on that because there's a battle for 4th place, and it's Vapor has overtaken the AlphaTauri, and he moves himself up into 3rd place. 4th place actually, because I can't tell after these graphics, as Jay is retired from the session. And what's going on further down the field? Is he retired in the pits or is he retired on track? Will that result a safety car coming in? As Ginger and Just Call Me Bread's going at it. He's left the session, so I think he just rage quit. As there comes Symbolics, then he's got a better exit than Mickey Litzy. He's going side by side to the Curb Grande. And he has the inside. Mickey Litzy backs out of it. So we've got Zach leading from Kisizel, leading from Geordie. There's the top 2 there. Geordie stays where he started, so does Kisizel, and so does Zach. So those 3 stayed where they started. The Vapor's down in 4th place. He made it 1 place after overtaking the AlphaTauri. VRT Dan was fighting Luke in the early stage of this race after Luke got a better start than him, but he managed to come back at him. Terror Race is down in 9th place. Have we got a spinner somewhere? Is that Symbolics? He's dropping down the order. Is it Symbolics? It's Jules. He's spun to Mascari. And he will be not happy with that one. He's going straight into the wall and out of the race. Safety car has been deployed. So we've got some people pitting for brand new sets of tyres. That is Ginger, that's a Mercedes of Bread, and that is the AlphaTauri of Terror Racer. Then he goes onto the hard tyres. That tells me, he's going to go to the end on these set of tyres. I don't think he'll pit again. So 13th downwards have committed to a pit stop. What about the guys in first? Have they caught up to the safety car? No, they haven't. So did those guys have a chance to pit? Where is the safety car? It's at the exit of turn 2. Well, I'm a bit lucky because I got a £10 gift card, so I'm a bit lucky. Anyways, back to the race. So, are these guys going to pit? Will they pit? Will they go on the hard compound tyres? Is it wise to? Are they going to pit? I don't think it is. Oh, yes they are, so they are going to pit. And those guys stay out. Geordie stayed out. Kizizzo stayed out. This could be an interesting race, you know, because we've got a mixture of strategies going on here. And the mediums runners will go up a place, or go up quite a few places actually. So Jeroen Visser is the highest medium runner, and obviously he's going for that longer stint compared to the top 3. So it's going to be an interesting race now. I've got to note this down. I'm going to take a few screenshots to see. I will take screenshots of this race to remind myself what has happened in this race. When I do podium interviews, I do tend to forget what happened in the race, but yep. So our race leaders then are on the soft compound tyres, which is Kizizzo, Geordie and the AlphaTauri. The highest medium runner is Jeroen Visser. Have they made the right option to pit? So all 3 tyre compounds are being used, the softs, mediums and hards, in that exact same fashion. Look at that. Top 3 of the softs, 4th down to 7 in the mediums, and 8th down to 18th on the hards. I think he's trying to get rid of some fuel by doing that, because he tends to save quite a lot of fuel on the safety car, so that's a good tactic. But me, I blew up my gearbox doing that, especially in the last game. I will take a short break until the safety car comes in. I didn't realise the safety car came in that early. Anyways, away we go then, and Jeroen Visser's lining up a pass on 3rd place with the AlphaTauri. Down the inside goes Jeroen Visser. Chapelele's around the outside. There's 3 wide coming into turbo, some of them are, and a bit of contact between Quicksilver and Chapelele. They managed to sort themselves out as Jeroen Visser does not get past the AlphaTauri. Chapelele does not get past Quicksilver as Dan gets past the Renault of Zach. Here comes Chapelele for round 2 again on Quicksilver. Quicksilver defends the inside line. Chapelele, will he try and go around the outside? He'll try to. Oh, Sharp, come on, man. Bit too aggressive, I dare say. I don't think he would have made it either ways. And it's going to go bad to worse from him. Chapelele down in 18th place on the medium compound tyres. The tyres that he started on. Symbolics in a comfortable position down in 5th. And Ginger has overtaken Urian, as we've got Terror Racer behind FRL Luke fighting for 10th place, the last poised position. As we approach a scarring now, so let's see then. Is Jeroen close enough on the back? Symbolics goes off the track, but you've got to be careful not to do that too many times, otherwise he might get a penalty for exceeding track limits. In the background we see the 2 Mercedes going at it. There they are then. Just coming bread. It's going to go around the outside of Mats, and there's Kyle. Will Kyle take advantage of that? Mats has already drained his ERS, and will he get past him on the straight? And Chapelele has retired from the session. Mats can't afford to drain all of his ERS, and Kyle does not get past him. So there's Dan on the back of Symbolics. Symbolics is on the medium compound tyres as he goes deep into what is it called again? Della Rocha chicane, but managed to stay in 6th place as Ginger's got overtaken Tow Racer. So Ginger's taken on 2 cars in 2 laps, which is Urian and Tow Racer. So who's on the charge is Ginger. And Dan desperately trying to get past Symbolics, who's holding this train up. You've got Zach right behind him too. Those guys on the hard compound tyres are going to the end of this race, presuming not any safety cars left. I know some guys are in the highest league, so they will get some information from this race to judge whether it's the right call or not. And here comes Dan on Symbolics, and this should be an easy move for 6th place, which it is, and he goes up into P6. There's Zach right behind. Will he fight his teammate too hard, I wonder? They've got a whole train of cars right behind them too, so could be careful to watch out for them. Expect a big DRS train going on. We've got Vapor on the back of Zach. Meanwhile, out in front then, so Kizizo has a 1.4 second advantage over Geordie, and he's got a 1.6 second advantage over... Where is Geordie? How come he hasn't shown his pace all season? This pace is amazing from the Scotsman. He hasn't shown his pace all season, but managed to find his mojo again, and he's currently up there in 2nd place, so hopefully he can do this more often. Always knew he had good pace. I think because of the wheel or control, I'm not quite sure if he moved to one or another, and it affected his pace slightly, but he's back up there, which is the most important thing. Meanwhile, the Renault is holding up a lot of cars. Look at them. And it's his teammate as well. DRS is enabled next lap, I think. No, it's actually this lap, and this should be an easy move then for Zach, which it is, and he pulls alongside and he overtakes his teammate, and he's up into P7. Just Call Me Bread has got past Mickey Litzy. They go side by side into turn 1 and turn 2. Bread has the outside line, but can he make it stick around the outside with a better exit? No, he can't, but they go side by side again. It's going to be so tight between them, but Mickey Litzy then might have to give way just to Bread, and he does, and Bread moves himself up into P14, but Luke has got past Vapor. Interesting, because or was he fighting? No, there's the Alfa Romeo of Ginger. So has he got a bit of front wing damage, because he's lost 2 positions as Ginger gets a bad exit coming out of the last mo, and Vapor's alongside him. Meanwhile, Jeroen Visser is catching the AlphaTauri as you expect, as Vapor stays ahead of Ginger, so Ginger making that mistake has cost him a position. So go on board with Jeroen Visser, because he's right up behind the AlphaTauri, as Kyle picks up a 3-second tyre penalty. Will he pit this lap, because he looks like he's struggling on those tyres? And Jeroen Visser then, there he comes, and he will move up into P3. Oh dear, we've got yellow flags. That's a Haas of Mats who spun. His teammate trying to get past Tow Racer. Where is Mats? He's coming down in P17, so I don't know what happened to him, whether he was fighting somebody or lost it, I don't know. Quicksilver down in... He's actually overtaken the AlphaTauri, so Quicksilver has overtaken the AlphaTauri, and he moves himself up to P4. So he's following Jeroen Visser as quick as possible. So we've got a train of cars behind Symbolics. Not doing any of those guys any favours. Quicksilver has got a 3-second time penalty. Oh, Quicksilver's dropped down. Oh, what's going on with Quicksilver? Dan's got past Quicksilver, and somebody else made a mistake too, because I saw some dirt being kicked up in the air by another driver. I don't think it was just Quicksilver involved, but Quicksilver's struggling. Those tyres aren't done yet. I think he's just overheated a bit, but it'll cool off in these long straights. And just Call Me Brad has overtaken, well, he's about to overtake, in fact, go back on board with Quicksilver. He does not get past Dan. You've got to be careful with those tyres because they're overheating a bit. As Brad's got past another car, or has he? Because Ewan's fighting back down the inside he goes. Brad has the outside line, but he repeats what he did to Mickey Litsy, and he has moved up into 13th place then. So good racing from Brad, overtaking Mickey Litsy in the exact same spot. Jerome Vizsla can start to pull away now because Quicksilver's no longer behind him, and the soft runner is not going to catch him because he's running out of tyre grip or tyre life. He has Dan behind him as Quicksilver then. And looks like he's recovering because not lost a lot of pace, has he? What about the